Today's topic is measurement of resistance. So, from measurement point of view, resistance are classified in three types: low resistance, medium resistance, and high resistance. So, first, the low resistance. The resistance from 0 to 1 ohm is called low resistance. Medium resistance from 1 ohm to 0.1 mega ohm is called medium resistance, and from 0.1 mega ohm to onward is called higher resistance. So first we start the measurement of medium resistance. That means from 1 ohm to 0.1 mega ohm. So there is a four process. First is ammeter voltmeter method. Second one is substitution method. Third one is Wheatstone bridge method, and fourth one is ohm meter. So those are the conventional method used for the measurement of medium resistance. That means from 1 ohm to 0.1 mega ohm. Generally, in a laboratory nowadays, we use a multimeter to measure the resistance, but multimeter is not accurate as compared with the other method. So the conventional method first is a first method. So we start conventional method. There is a ammeter voltmeter use method. This method is used mainly in the laboratory, where we have to apply some voltage across the resistance, and you measure the voltage across the resistance and current across the resistance. That means the voltmeter reading, that means resistance is equal to measure resistance is equal to V by I, that means voltmeter reading by ammeter reading. So there is a two way of connection. First in a first connection, to find the medium resistance using voltmeter and ammeter method. So suppose this is the unknown resistance. This is the unknown resistance that you have to measure using ammeter voltmeter method. So there is a two way to connect the voltmeter and ammeter. First, you have to first connect the voltmeter and then ammeter. That means ammeter is directly connected with resistance. And second method, you first connect the ammeter and then voltmeter. So you can differentiate those two cases. In those two cases, there is some error in terms of due to voltmeter and ammeter resistance, internal resistance. So first, in the first case, ammeter, first we connect the ammeter and then voltmeter. And in the second case, you have to first connect the voltmeter. You have to first connect the ammeter and then voltmeter. That means voltmeter is directly connected with the load resistance. So case 1, that means when the voltmeter is connected directly with the load resistance, and then a voltmeter is connected. In this circuit, ammeter measure, in this circuit, in case 1, in this circuit, ammeter measures the true value current through the resistance, but the voltmeter does not measure the true value across the resistance. That means in a case 1, the ammeter measure actual current across the load, but the voltmeter not able to read the actual voltage across the load, because there is a voltage. So voltmeter reading contains the voltage drop across the ammeter as well as the voltage drop across the load. So let RA is the ammeter resistance of ammeter. So the measure resistance is equal to V by I. V by I is equal to V contains two parts: the voltage drop across resistance and voltage drop across ammeter by actual current. So the measure resistance is equal to R by RA, where RA is the ammeter resistance. So actual resistance is equal to RM measure resistance minus ammeter resistance. So this part is error. So we have to calculate the relative error. Relative error is a measure resistance minus actual resistance, means true value of resistance divided by true value. So we have get the relative error in terms of ammeter resistance, that is equal to RA by R. Case 2. In a case 2, we first connect the voltmeter and then ammeter. So in this case, the voltmeter read actual voltage drop across resistance, and ammeter is not able to read the true value of current. It read the actual current across the load plus voltage current across the ammeter, because current across the voltmeter, because voltmeter have some internal resistance. So suppose let the RB be the resistance of the voltmeter, RM2 is equal to V by I. In this way we have to calculate the true value. The true value is equal to true value R is equal to RM2 into RB by RB minus RM2. So a true value in terms of, you have to calculate by calculation, is equal to RM2 by 1 plus RM2 into R0. RM2 by RM into R0. That means the major value of resistance is smaller than the true value. Okay, so we have to calculate the relative error. So relative is equal to error. If you calculate using formula, then relative error is equal to minus R by RB, where RB is the voltmeter internal resistance. Next method is, so there is a, in voltmeter ammeter method, there is some error due to voltmeter internal resistance and due to ammeter internal resistance. But the internal resistance of voltmeter and ammeter are very less as compared with the major resistance. So this error is very less. So we can ignore and we can neglect in terms of other value. So the next method of measurement of resistance is a substitution method. So substitution method, there is a, this is the circuit diagram for the substitution method, where R is the unknown resistance and S is the standard resistance, and small r a variable resistance. We have to connect, we have to use one EMF source E, and connect one resistance, and there is a ammeter. So this substitution method, where and there is a switch. First, in case 1, when the switch at position 1, then the circuit has small variable resistance R and unknown resistance R, and when the switch on in the position 2, then the circuit has EMF in series with small resistance R and with standard resistance S. So suppose R is the unknown resistance that you have to measure using the substitution method, and S is the standard resistance arms, A is ammeter, and R is a regulating resistance. So there is a switch for putting R and S into the circuit alternatively. The switch the switch is put at the position R is connected, and regulating resistance R is adjusted till the ammeter is at choose scale mark. That means you have to first connect the unknown resistance, and you have to regulate the resistance of regulating resistance, and you have to measure the some value of current, for example 10 ampere. Okay, so because you don't know the value of R, so in the second step, when the switch is put on the position 2, so now the circuit have disconnect the unknown resistance, and we have to connect the standard resistance S. So we are changing the value of standard resistance, and by changing the value of standard resistance, we have to get the same value of current as the switch in the position 1. Suppose when the switch in the position 1 and ammeter read the 10 ampere, And suppose by adjusting the standard resistance and we get the same current, that means the value of R becomes the value of S. So this method is called substitution method. In this way we have to measure the unknown resistance. This method is more accurate as compared to voltmeter and ammeter, and this method is not a conventional method to measure the medium resistance. So this method is more accurate, but this method is lengthy as compared to other. Next, third method is Wheatstone bridge. This method is more popular as compared with the voltmeter ammeter method and substitution method. Very important device used for the measurement of medium resistance is a Wheatstone bridge. It is still an accurate and reliable instrument and extensively used in the industry. It is the most popular and most accurate measurement of the Wheatstone bridge method of medium resistance. So in Wheatstone bridge we have to connect 4 resistance, namely P, Q, R, S, where S is the variable resistance, R is unknown resistance that you have to measure using the Wheatstone bridge, and P and Q are called ratio arms of the resistance, and they connected in terms of bridge, and there is one galvanometer that detect the null point in the circuit. So it has 4 resistive arms consisting of PQRS with a source of EMF, null detector galvanometer G. Current through galvanometer depends on the potential difference between B and D. That means a galvanometer, the current through the galvanometer depends on the voltage across B and voltage across D. If there is no voltage difference between B and D, then there is a null point in a galvanometer. So bridge is said to be balanced when there is no current through galvanometer. So for this we have to find out the which position bridge is balanced. So at bridge balance, so at bridge balance, voltage across BA is equal to voltage across DA. That means voltage drop across BA is equal to voltage drop across DA. If the same, then there is no voltage difference between B and D, and there is no current flowing through the galvanometer, and bridge is balanced. So and same way voltage drop, and so voltage drop across AB is equal to voltage drop across AD. So voltage drop across AB is equal to, suppose there is a 4 arms PQRS, and the current through the arm is I1, and current through the R is I2, and current through the branch Q is R3, and current through the branch S is I4. So for the balance, that means there is no deflection in the galvanometer, then the voltage across BAB is equal to BAD. So there is just some mistake. I think DC is equal to BC. There is a voltage BC. Okay. So BAB is equal to BAD, and that means the voltage drop across AB is equal to voltage drop across AD. If there is same, then there is no voltage drop across galvanometer terminal, and there is a null point, and bridge is balanced. So VAB is equal to I1 into R, and BAD is equal to I2 into R. Same way again, when there is no current through galvanometer, that means I1 is equal to I3 because no current flowing through this, and I2 is equal to I4. So I1 is equal to I3. That means if you use the circuit, so I1 and I2, and that means there is no current through the galvanometer. That means I1 and I3 in series. That means P and Q are in series. So voltage drop, that means I is equal to E by P plus Q is the applied voltage, and I2 and I4 are same. That means this current, that means I2 is equal to I4. So this current is same. So in this way, E is equal to I2 is equal to I4 is equal to E by R plus S. So from equation 1, you have to put the value of I1 and I2. Then you get the P by P plus Q is equal to R by R plus S. By solving, you get the unknown resistance R. This is the when the bridge is balanced. Unknown resistance R is equal to in terms of S by P by Q. Where so in this way, using Wheatstone bridge, we can measure the value of R is equal to S into P by Q. That means we have to fix the value of P by Q. This is called ratio ohms. So, and we are changing the standard resistance S, and we have to find out the null point where there is no deflection, then the bridge is called balance, and we get using this formula the unknown resistance is equal to S into P by Q. And next things, now we are in a BTech level, so we have to measure the sensitivity of Wheatstone bridge. That means a galvanometer is a one type of current sensitive device. So practically it is very difficult to find the null point. That means there is zero deflection. So we have to find a minimum deflection. We have to find the minimum deflection through the circuit. If there is a very minimum deflection through the galvanometer, then we say the galvanometer is balanced. So sensitivity of Wheatstone bridge means sensitivity of to unbalance can be computed by solving the bridge circuit to the small unbalance. That means if there is a small unbalance in the circuit, then how the result of calculation is affected by the circuit. That means sometimes you use in terms of galvanometer, there is some sound system. Sound system means sound sensitive, that is sound is directly proportional to current flow through the galvanometer. When you get the minimum sound through the sound detector, null detector, then we consider the bridge is balanced. So we have to calculate the sensitivity of bridge. Let bridge is balanced. Initially suppose bridge is balanced, and that means P by Q is equal to R by S. And suppose there is a small change in the unknown resistance R by del R, creating an unbalance in the circuit. So if there is an unbalance in the circuit, that means resistance is changing. So by R plus del R. So galvanometer, now there is a voltage difference between B and D. So we have to calculate the voltage difference across the galvanometer terminal. So first we have to calculate the terminal EAB. EAB is equal to I1 into P. That means is equal to I1 into P. That means I1 into P. So using formula E is equal to P by P plus Q, and voltage across EAD is equal to I2 into R plus del R, because there is a small change in the unknown resistance. So E into R plus del R so the voltage difference between B and D. So the voltage difference between B and D is equal to AB minus AD. So if you put those value and solve it using this formula, the E is equal to E, this formula. Now the P by Q is equal to R by S, as a bridge is balanced. So P by P plus Q plus R by R plus S. So in this way we have to calculate the value of R, and the EMF across, you approximately calculate the EMF across the galvanometer terminal is equal to E into S plus del R by R plus S ka whole square. So let S be the voltage sensitivity of galvanometer. So voltage sensitivity of galvanometer is means how much galvanometer is sensitive. That means the deflection by EMF. Change in the deflection by change in the EMF. This means how the small value change, small value of EMF can change the deflection of the galvanometer, change the voltage sensitivity of the instrument. So deflection of galvanometer theta is equal to SB into E. That means SB into ES plus del R by R plus S ka whole square. In the next class I will continue about the next portion, and I will send you the PDF of this file. So if you have any query, please contact me. Thank you.